Hi, you guys. Welcome to chapter 2 and 3. Basically, it's your second week of class. Congratulations on completing the first chapter and getting through the syllabus quiz and quiz one and designing your own playing card. I really enjoyed the designing your own playing card. Those of you who participated in that, I did leave you some comments, so hopefully, and some links on some of your responses, my responses to your cards. So I really enjoyed them, and I'm glad to get to know you a little bit better. So thank you so much for that. And so let's get started with the next week. Okay, so this week you basically have chapters 2 and chapters 3. It's a very meaty week. So you have a quiz that for chapter 2 that is going to be due in the middle of the week, and then you have a quiz for chapter 3 that's due at the end of the week, and also prompts for both of those chapters, again, in the middle of the week and then the end of the week. So it's a pretty meaty week. I would encourage you to basically sit down a couple hours a day at least and spend that in front of your computer going through these chapters. So let's look at the weekly schedule again, just so you can remind yourself where that's at. So here we go. Here is the weekly schedule, and we'll take a look at that. And we are May 13th and May 19th, chapters 2 and chapters 3 modules. All right. So let's go back to modules and open up chapter 2. Here's external links, just FYI, remember. And chapter 2, review and overview objectives. So this is about the artists process, the individual artists, the training methods. We talk a little bit about the culture of artists in medieval times and all the way through. People working with people who assist them, people who work alone, all kinds of things. So, and then art as social activity, which is this section right here. Art as social activity, if you open that up, you will see that at the end is a whole section about memorials, okay? So commemorative works. We start with Taj Mahal and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, War Memorial by Maya Lin, the National Memorial to Peace and Justice, and then the Memorial to 9/11. So I just watched the Freedom of Jones State, or the State of the Freedom of Jones. Anyway, it's a Matthew McConaughey movie. Really busy during the year, so I don't really get to go to movies that often. I try to stay up on things, but anyway, I watched it on Netflix, I think, and that movie really made me think about this National Memorial to Peace and Justice. It is brand new. There are several video pieces about it, and it's pretty powerful, and so you should really genuinely check that out. The reason that I'm showing these memorials is because you will have an assignment coming up, and where you'll have to create a memorial of your very own. Okay, it's another external link section. It's the same external links. I've just sort of peppered them in several places so you can find them whenever you have a journal assignment that says pick something from the external links and talk about it. This is where you're going to go for that. Okay, so here's some personal memorials that students have done on paper, examples for their assignment. It's a two-part assignment, okay? So the first part is you write about it, and that's a separate assignment. And then the second part is part of the hands-on section of the class, which is creating a mock-up version of your memorial, okay? So these are kind of some of those creations. There were some 3D models. In fact, people did sculptures, but I don't have any pictures of those, sorry. So these are just some things that other students have done. And they all mean something, of course. It's not super self-explanatory here in these photographs, but I just wanted to give you an example of things that have been done by other students. Okay, and you can view that over and over again if that's helpful. If we go on to the chapter 2 quiz, that's a 8-point quiz, and during this quiz you have a video to watch at the very end. I think it's the last question, and then answer some questions about that. So that should be good. All right, so moving through chapter 2 and on to chapter 3. So let's look at that again. This is just a personal memorial introduction, chapter 2 quiz, the journal entry for chapter 2. These are all due, these two are due during the week. And then chapter 3, you should be getting through that right after like Wednesday and moving through that to finish with it at the end of the week. Chapter 3 quiz due May 19th, and a journal prompt as well. Okay. There are some analysis note cards here at the end for you, which will help you talk about the work. Visual vocabulary defined. These are both vocabulary sort of cheat sheet cards. I would encourage you maybe to utilize that, print them out if you can or you want to, because in midterm time, you're going to go and look at some work at some galleries, and you'll want to be able to talk about that work. So this is really, this chapter is really all about the definitions of things within art. So when we're looking at stuff through whether it's a shape or a point or a line or a space or a value, the color, the texture, these are all points that you can talk about work when you're looking at it and speaking about it to other people. I really like the colors, or I really didn't like the colors, or this makes me feel sad. This makes me feel happy. Those are all things that we, you know, subjectively look at work, right? And then there is the objectively looking at work, where we talk about, you know, the quality of line and its thickness or its thinness, or the fluidity of it, or, you know, so you'll see that you have some things to discuss within the journal prompt in reference to that. So if you can get through all of that, that would be great, because next week we're going on to chapter 4. Okay, artistic principles. So we have the elements here, we have the principles, and then sort of that's the meat and the bones of art. And then we'll start looking at more work. I mean, we're looking at work along the way, but I just want you to have this vocabulary so that you can write about it and talk about it, and yeah, think about it in different ways. Okay. What else? Let's see. Let's check assignments, making sure I've thought of everything. All right. Got all those journal entries. Oh my. Yes. Okay. Research assignments, personal memorials. So this is due at the end of the week, basically May 18th. And designing, this is just looking at that. And then this won't be due, this research assignment, designing a commemorative work, won't be available till May 16th. And then it's due May 21st. I might change that so it's available earlier for you just to look at. In fact, I probably will. And so that you can sort of get an idea and have a little more stuff to think about. Not that there's not enough to think about. So, okay, as you can see, the design your playing card, that's done. It's closed. And then the mock-up will be due the following week at some point for the research, design, and commemorative work. Okay? So I know it seems like a lot, and it is. It's a huge amount of stuff to do. But again, like I said, we basically are just zipping through this 1 week at a time. Again, let's take a look at that really quick about your weekly schedule. And right, so 2026 of May, chapters 4 and 5. So from this point on, you're going to have at least 2, possibly 3 chapters to go through, okay? And so again, if there's any questions, please send me an email or and I get them pretty quickly. I can usually respond during the week right away. Sometimes on the weekends I'm out of cell service, but I try to respond as quickly as possible. Okay. All right. So you guys have a great week, and let me know again if there's any questions. And it was so good to see your cards and to get to know you a little bit. And so thanks for that. Okay.